The first time I felt that I had to be bigger than I actually was when I was 10 years old. I found I was adopted, and I found out that I was not only adopted, but that it was supposed to be kept a secret. That was the first time, and I felt like my world was upside down, that what I thought to be true was not. The fact that my parents wanted me to keep a secret, that told me, it's like, not only I've been living a lie, but they still want me to continue living the lie. But that made me turn inward. And that was the first time that I became silent. They always thought I was shy, but it wasn't shyness. It was pulling in emotionally. Because up to that point, I was pretty much a bossy, outgoing, take charge person. And what was surprising about that was, up to that point, I didn't consider myself a writer. But the closest thing to writing did was writing a little diary, but I wasn't really a writer. What happened, I had to stay with, that I always called them auntie and uncle, but they were just Filipino friends of mine. And I stayed with them for 3 days while my paperwork was being taken care of. And then afterwards, I was assigned to a guardian who was also going to the Philippines at the time that I was supposed to go to the Philippines. And so my dad wrote an affidavit saying this strange man, who I was supposed to call uncle, is going to be my guardian, my legal guardian for the trip from Guam to the Philippines, from Manila. It's like, and so I felt I was just passed off, and if it felt like I had abandonment issues, oh boy, did I have abandonment issues. And I remember this vivid. I was on a plane, and I was trying very hard to hold it together because I wasn't going to cry in front of this complete stranger. And I promised my parents I was going to be a good girl and pretend as if everything was fine. I lied and I said everything's going to be fine. But I just needed to do something. In the front seat, in the back pocket, there was a children's magazine called Cricket. And so I opened it up, and that was the first time I read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. But Lucy Pevensey was the first character that I actually identified with, because she was alone. She met this stranger, and the stranger was kind. And when she came back out, nobody would believe her. And the fact that she was able to make a friend in this foreign world that she didn't even know existed, taught me how to survive this new reality I was living, that I was adopted. That was my first inkling that stories were powerful. That set me off for the rest of my life. That moment, C.S. Lewis saved my life, because before that, I just wanted to die. 10 years old, and I felt like I didn't know who I was, and I was a kid who liked being real, and so like I didn't exist, and I didn't know who I was. But in reading Lucy Pevensey experience, I recognized that what I was a reader, and shortly after that, what I recognized what I was a writer. As I got older, and I picked up a letters to children that C.S. Lewis, it was a compilation of letters that C.S. Lewis wrote to kids. I realized that this guy died in 1963. He actually died the same day that JFK got assassinated. And what got me was, here I am, I'm still looking about it, and he's dead, and yet I still think of him as alive. It's because his words are alive. It's the legacy, because a writer will always be alive as long as somebody is reading their works. That appeals to me, that when I'm gone, I don't have to depend upon the whole, because if you don't tell the story, who will? There's a level of immortality there. As long as there's the stories out there, as long as somebody can find your story, you are alive in their mind. Every single writer who takes it seriously discovers that on their own. They realize, like, that's what keeps them writing. It isn't for money. It isn't for fame. It isn't for bragging rights. It's to reach the reader who hasn't been born yet, but needs your story.